You've probably heard about the atmospheric river that brought intense flooding to Southern California. But across the West, it seems like major disasters are happening more and more often, and low income communities and communities of color are bearing the brunt. I'm Natalia Mesa, an editorial fellow for High Country News, and I write about climate change, environmental science, and social justice. I recently analyzed FEMA and US Census data to find out who is most at risk for natural disasters in the West. To assess risk, FEMA has something called the National Risk Index, which predicts a community's expected annual loss due to natural hazards. I use that data in combination with census data to figure out how race, ethnicity, and income influence Western communities' risk of disasters like flooding and wildfire. The data are pretty striking. People of color are more vulnerable to natural hazards as a whole than white people, and low-income communities are more at risk for a variety of natural hazards than middle or high-income communities. These disparities are more pronounced for some natural disasters than others. People who identify as American Indian or Alaska Native are way more at risk of flooding than all other ethnicities. Experts who work in climate risk and assessment call these disparities unnatural hazards because they're caused by systemic inequities. In other words, all of the practices and policies that create unequal distributions of power and resources, often coming from legacies of unjust and racist policies like redlining. It's some fascinating data. Take a look and see how vulnerable your region might be to natural disasters.